Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and this week what I'm going to be doing is talking about applying art resin to your jelly prints. So I was kindly gifted a couple of bottles of this stuff from the company Art Resin. It's quite heavy. So I've got two bottles here. One is the hardener, and I've just put a W on the top there to put the white lid on to keep myself right. And the other one is the resin. So you have to mix both of these to make the resin that makes it go hard. So I did a bit of a test last night on top of these. So this was on a wooden balsa wood, and this one was on a canvas. So they've both worked really well. This one here had a slight issue. I didn't quite go to the edge, so probably didn't push it far enough over. So I'll be aware of that next time. But the first time I tried it, it didn't work, and I think what happened was I didn't time it long enough, or I didn't put the exact measurements. So second time round, I was a bit more careful with my measurements and timings, and it seems to have worked fine. So just be aware of that. Also test on something that was not too precious, because I was a bit of a smart arse and ended up ruining 10 paintings. So learn from my mistakes, if you will, and just do a practice first. Okay, so I'm going to show you the process to add in this resin on now. I'm going to get my iPad so I've got my timer ready. If you just hold on. Okay, so I'll just go over some of the equipment I've got here. So I've got two little jugs here, and I've marked on how much of each resin and the harder that I'm going to put in. And then they have got a calculator on their website, so it tells you, you measure the size of your painting and it tells you exactly how much to put in. I've just got like a thick carrier bag here, and I've laid that out, so I've got, not going to ruin my table. I've got a plastic stirrer here. I'm just using a cheap paintbrush for the stirrer, and I got these were little cards for naming your seeds, but I thought that was quite good just to sort of push it out to the edge. I'm going to use that today. And these are little shot glasses I got just for putting underneath, so you get specific ones for this that look a bit more sturdy, but that's all I could find just now. So I've got some gloves to protect my hands. It doesn't suggest this on the website, but my friend Martin, who does this all the time, always weighs his, and I did that for this one, and just to make sure I've done it right this time, so it worked. And I've got a level here to make sure it's level, obviously. So I think that's everything. I hope I haven't forgotten anything, but oh yeah, the rubbing alcohol, this just is for your cleaning up at the end, and you'll need some paper towels just to sort of clean up all your pots and things, because you can't put it in water. You need the alcohol to clean it. Okay, so I'll pop these ones out the road. So I measured for these four, and then just put a wee bit extra in, because I've got a canvas here that I want to do as well, just to show you the difference, if I've got enough left. I'm just going to put my gloves on. I'll do my first one. So I'm just going to set that to 0. So there's no weight there. So I'll do the, oh God, my arm still hurts, the hardener, which is going to do 40 mils. So once you've opened this, it lasts 6 months after you've opened it. So I'm just being really careful here. I've marked it with a purple, just to make it easier for me to see the line. Okay. I'll put the lid back on, make sure I get the right lid. Turn it tight. Okay, so that's 1.4 there. So I'm going to reset this one to 0. And we want 1.4 again. So we're going with the resin this time. So that's the black lid. Okay. So 1.4. There we go. Put the lid back on. So then I'm going to transfer both of those into this one pot. So this bit's quite tricky, getting it all out of there. I'm just going to scoop it out of this wee plastic glue spreader. Okay. That's as much as I'm going to get out there. So, you know, it'd probably be easier just doing it in the one pot, but whenever I watch the video they seem to do it in two separate ones, so I'm just trying to go exactly the way it was shown so I don't make a mistake again. Okay, so now I'm going to set the timer. Four minutes exactly. Now, I watched another video and it said to stir it, not too fast, not too slow, and make sure you get right to the sides. So it starts to go sort of a white, stringy. By doing it slow and steady, it avoids too many bubbles. Okay, that felt like a very long time, so I definitely set the timer because I don't think I did it long enough the first time. 4 minutes. Doesn't sound that long, but when you're standing doing that, it took ages. Okay, so I'm just going to take the worst of that off there. Okie doke. The box I've got is not very big, so that's why I'm putting them. And check that they fit under that box. Right. Yeah, that'll be fine. Good old Amazon. Right. I'm recording. Yep. And then I'm going to take my resin, pour a little bit on this one. Just a bit fiddly. I think I might lift it up. So it's self-leveling, so it will level once you lay it down flat. Okay. I did put a spray of fixative on top of that pen before I started, so it didn't move about. Anything that's water soluble you need to fix before applying this on top. Is going to make it move if it's not fixed. Okay, I've got all the edges this time. I think it really does elevate the prints, especially once I frame this in a little box frame. It'll look really pretty. Dripping on top of the other one, but I'm not too worried because it'll level out. So probably could do it in a different area, but it's just because I'm filming, I've got it all on top of each other here. So just making sure I've not got any gaps at the edges. Any? So I'm going to go over here. I've got another cloth laid out. I'm going to finish off with this one. I'll let you see what that one turns out like once I'm finished. Okay, so the last part of the process is that you need to go over it with one of these, what are they called? It's like a blowtorch. This is a super duper sized one because Martin, my colleague, works on really big pieces. So you don't need one that size, but you do need one to get all the little air bubbles out. Just noticed there's a wee corner there. So I managed to do the other canvas and I went over the one again that had a little gap. Yeah, it's worth going back because it's. I think what's happening is the jelly print is resisting it a wee bit and it's pushing back from the resin. So just making sure there's none of the. There's a wee bit there as well. Sometimes it does that when I use the wax as well. It kind of resists. Good. Okay, so I'm going to leave these. Put the box over the top. Leave them overnight to harden. So this just stops any dust landing in it. Very carefully. There we go. So now I just have to clean up all these bits and pieces with the rubbing alcohol. Okay, so I'll be back tomorrow to see if it's worked. So keep your fingers crossed, please. Okay, see you soon. Okay, so I have my lovely Amazon Prime box here, and I'm going to lift it off to let you see the results. So the resin has set. You can see how lovely and shiny that is. Hard. I really love the gold leaf combined with the jelly print there and the hand-drawn elements. I think it works really well. I've actually popped one of these into a little frame. I bought these little box frames. I've just tried one out to see what it would look like inside a box frame. So that looks really pretty, I think. I also had these little square canvases. So these were initially framed in these canvases. So I've just taken a couple and added the resin just to see what the finish would be like. I think it has definitely elevated these little paintings. So you can see side by side So that one's got the resin and this one doesn't, so it's kind of got a matte finish. So I think that really does give it an extra layer and gives it, I don't know, it looks a bit more expensive and fancy. I just do love a bit of shiny bling. So this one here, I had a little bit of difficulty at the edges there. You can see there's been a bit of a resist with the resin on the print. I'm not sure why that happens. It does sometimes happen with the wax as well, and I have to put another layer on just to cover that. So what I did, this happened when I did my initial test, so I went over it with a second layer while I was doing these, and that has solved the issue. So I've got a lovely even layer on this one. So if that happens to you, just let it dry completely and then start again, do another layer, and that fixed the issue on that one. So all in all, I am really pleased with this stuff. It's not something I've ever tried before, and I've always fancied trying it. So I really appreciate the company Art Resin giving me some of this stuff to give it a go and show you what it looks like on top of jelly prints, and I hope you'll be keen to have a wee try too. So I'll put all the links below for that company and their products and their little videos that they've got. They've got great videos using resin in loads of different ways. So well worth a look on that website. I hope you enjoyed that demo and the 4-part series. I'm going to be getting on with developing a course for my evocative landscapes next, which is my big course coming out soon. So I'll be quiet on YouTube for a wee while, but then I'll be back with another series for you. Okay, so thanks for watching everyone. Bye for now.